In other business news, Curro Holdings has reported an income hike of 2.5 million rand. The education group has also reported growth in the average number of learners in the first half of this year to 72,758. Expansion plans have also been announced, along with the expectation of investing 700 million rand in new projects by the end of 2024. This after the 306 million rand already spent this year, together with attempts to capitalize on the rising demand for high school tuition. However, Curro has not declared an interim dividend. CEO Cobus Loubser speaks to us now. Thank you so much for giving us your time, Cobus. Let's first unpack that Curro has seen this uptick in the number of enrollments. How is this interpreted given the tough financial position that parents and guardians find themselves in?
Look, I agree with you. I think it's been hard. Interest rates have been elevated for some time now, and families have struggled in an economy that has hardly grown for a while. But I do think then that the extent to which our learner numbers have both held up and have in fact increased is an endorsement of the quality of our offering. And of course, there's it suggests that customers trust and families trust us with the futures of their children, and that's a great responsibility and an obligation of us to really do well in that regard. It's something that we find very inspiring.
Having touched on the financial pressure on consumers in South Africa, what's to be said about accounts in arrears? Are you seeing any changes there?
Yeah, I think if you reflect on our organization's bad debts and collections over the last 2-3 years, there's actually been an improvement despite the tough environment, and that's a function of our collection processes and of being disciplined. But it also, unfortunately, has meant that we've had to terminate long outstanding accounts, which is heartbreaking, because our mission really is to extend education to as many learners as possible. So it's very difficult then to show families a way if they cannot kind of afford the fees. So we really hope that I think one of your colleagues mentioned earlier that inflation is dipping, and we're hoping that there'll be some interest rate relief, and that will be received well by families, and perhaps I think that bodes well for our organization as well.
In your view, on the back of that, do you think that the current space of private education in the space that Curro operates in remains affordable? I ask this because Curro has really touted itself as a feasible option to private sector education. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I think it's important to note that Curro has, we've created different models, schooling models that caters for different markets at different price points, and with an offering that's tailored to the needs of different families. So from that perspective, we're really looking to drive quality education, but to do so at various price points. So I think from what we've seen, there certainly is plenty of aspiration and demand, and I think one must also appreciate that in the context of a state that is under pressure to create more and build more schools and create more opportunity for learners. So the private sector in South Africa looks after about 750,000 learners across about 2,000 schools, and there's 23,000 public schools that caters for another I think over 12 million learners. So we still think there's plenty of opportunity, but of course it's important that we offer a lot of value to customers and really allow their learners to thrive. And from that perspective, I guess certainly one of the highlights of this period was the achievements of young Bayanda Bolaza and returning home as an 18-year-old from the Olympics with a silver medal was very special for us, and it's really inspirational in our corridors and of course in South Africa in general.
Indeed, as a parting shot, I must then ask you about the expansion plans that have been noted in these results. To what extent are they then going to feed into Curro maintaining its affordability status to cater for all South Africans, so to speak?
Yeah, I think we are hopeful about the future of South Africa, the future of our learners, and we have a large portfolio that we must maintain, and we must make sure that it retains at a high standard. But we're also adding more facilities for particularly on high school end. So we're looking to spend about 700 million rand this year. A similar number next year. We spent about that last year, and we think that there are many more learners that we can accommodate in Curro, and we look forward to doing so.
Thank you as always for your time. That is Curro Holdings CEO Cobus Loubser speaking to us about their latest results, maintaining that affordability is key in the tough economic climate that South Africa and the rest of the world find themselves in.